Here we are. We are live now. So all we need to do there we are. Now, we're just waiting on Chupaghetti. It's a little bit early. We're just waiting for Chupaghetti to come through. It'll just be a few seconds. Good to see you all. And I'll just mute that one so that you don't hear the two coming through at the same time. But welcome everyone to our slightly earlier interview with Chupaghetti. He'll be coming in just a few seconds. He's just finishing his stream at the moment, and then he's going to come over and we'll be able to get the everything all started. But I hope you're all well and having a good day. I'll see if I can raise this one up a little bit because it's a wee bit low. It was supposed to be a few. I can't quite reach that. It was supposed to be tonight, but the way that it's worked out, we've been able to do it a wee bit earlier. So let me just raise this a wee bit, and that will hopefully, that should do it. There we go. Take my phone out the way, so it's all sorted. Go Garage. Hi, coming over from Chupa. It's good to see you. Very warm welcome to the channel. I hope you're well and having a good day. And we're just waiting now for Chupa. I think he is just finishing his stream there, but I've sent him the invite, so all he needs to do is click that on his Discord, and then we'll see it all there. I'll quickly message him. There we are. There he goes. He's just finishing up there now, and then he'll be coming across. So this is a great chance for you to ask your questions directly to Chupa without him having to race alongside, and also a good chance to catch up to see how he's been doing over the last couple of years. That Noel's in. It's good to, it's a Chupaghetti raid, that's for sure. It's great to see you all. Let me know where you come from, where you're watching from. It's always good fun to find out where everybody is watching from. I know it's all over the world with people from the Philippines and many other great nations across the globe. That reading a live stream. Oh, you're very welcome. No, this has been a long time coming, but we're back. We are back, ready to go. So hopefully I will keep an eye on my Discord so that I can, there we are. And hopefully, oh, there we are. There we go. Yep, he said he'll just be there in a couple of minutes. And that was just a minute ago there. So he'll be here just in a few seconds. So there we go. And I'll get rid of this one so I can see exactly what's going on here. Here we are. And I'll make sure that that's all the way it should be. There we go. John Votter is here. All the way from America. All the way from Taiwan. We've got Sakara Lakabar. I hope I've pronounced that right. And TZK Dragscope. What's up? Very well. It's good to see you. We've got Palo Caracas, Macau, China. Hello from here. Oh, fantastic. That's I've got relations who live in Hong Kong. In fact, one of them went to Macau quite recently to visit. So it's great to see you all because you get that fantastic Formula 3 race over in Macau. I would love to see that one day. Yeah, that's a phenomenal race over there. But it's great to see you all, and hopefully soon Chupa will be coming in the next few minutes, maybe even less than that now. and we will be able to start the interview. So have your questions ready. Oh, here it comes. Just here it is. Here we go. Here we are. Add to the stage. I'll make sure I've got it on. Right. Hello there.
Hey, Hugh. What's up? Welcome.
Good to see you. Good to see you. We've got many of your followers already here, and I know that Noel, he's been trying to get this arranged for ages and ages. Even when I was having my kind of channel break, Noel would send me a message saying, "Please, can we get a catch up with you and Chupaghetti?" So we finally got it. Noel's one of the most loyal supporters I have here in the channel. So he's a great guy. But it's great to see you. How are you? How are things going?
I'm doing great, really. Thanks for asking. First and foremost, I just want to say, of course, thank you for inviting me here on your show. I think it's a good avenue for me to be able to get to know everybody as well. And of course, Merry Christmas to each and every one of you in advance. So yeah,
great to be here. Thank you. Yeah, it's well, I've been watching your streams, and you have some really, let's just say, some good decisive moves, and some great battles as you race away there. But how are you finding the current GT7 kind of environment and the races? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. It's really loads of fun so far. I'm really like having like really very close battles with people lately, and it's been a good journey so far. So yeah.
And your channel has grown well over 20,000 subscribers, which is fantastic.
Very thankful. I am very thankful.
Oh, it's a thumbs up for you, Hugh. Not so much for the other guy. That's one of your followers there. But from Yogota Berjokin 97. I hope I've pronounced that remotely correctly. But yeah, no, that's the thing. So because at the moment with GT7, I mean, there's a lot of very intense races, aren't they? The daily races are really kind of being pushed to the extreme.
Oh yeah,
and it's getting quite tight out there, isn't it? There's not a lot of room for error. How are you? Because you've got real racing experience as well, so that gives you a kind of different edge on everything. How do you find that? Because you're able to know what a good move is or a legitimate move is, and maybe what isn't. How do you think that compares with people you're racing against?
Well, the real racing experience that I have in real life was way back when I was way younger. This is like when I was like, really not in the age where I am right now, because I think I consider myself like somewhat on the senior side of things already, like we're in the same platform. So yeah, there's really like some people would probably be doing some really quite weird things, and for other people they would say that that's legal, that is clean, but for other people, it would also be a thing where, it's quite questionable, especially when you're getting shoved into on the inside, when you're getting pushed from the inside, and this and that. So it's kind of difficult to judge. And knowing that the penalty system of the game is quite not really as accurate as we all know it is. And these kind of things would really get exploited. So yeah, that's what I think. And other people would take advantage of these things. Yeah.
Because I think there is a thing with gamers as well, is that they do tend to do moves that you wouldn't normally do compared to real racing drivers, isn't it? Because you know what you can get away with and what you can't. And especially like in race B this week. I mean, I remember the first couple of times I did it, and it was madness. People were just flying through everywhere. And some of it you think, okay, right, I need to defend a bit better. But other times they're virtually pushing you almost like touring cars. Everything's like push to pass almost. So it's kind of, what's been your most controversial moment over the last few weeks in racing?
Over the last few weeks, the most controversial was I don't know. There's quite a lot actually. There's really quite a lot. If you've been watching the races for like weekly basis, you can really see that there's really some people that would really just go and ding you because they just want to. And they will say that, oh, you deserve it. You deserve it, Chupa. That's what they say. And I'm like, okay, like I didn't do anything. I was just racing everybody as clean and fair the entire live stream, and then somebody would just smack you in the rear. And, it's like they would say, you deserve it. What? I was like,
So sometimes they're holding. It's funny that I know there are a few trolls, aren't there, out there that kind of that tend to follow all the main drivers, and they try and cause a bit of chaos. You've got like Kimi Vellicini, who does. Some people think he actually drives for PD or is a kind of in-house kind of troll. And they have all sorts of funny stories there. But it is incredible seeing how some of the drivers do it. And then we've got a famous one from Britain called Lethal Torpedo. And every race I've been in, either he's taken me off or he's taken other people off, or someone else has taken him off.
Oh, I haven't seen that guy. I haven't met that guy. Lethal Torpedo.
Yeah, and he does exactly what he says on the tin, certainly what the name describes. But the thing is, your lobbies are much higher than mine. You're in the A, plus and things. I'm getting towards the top of B, but that's about as far as I'm getting. Now, here's a question from John Votter, all the way from America. He says, did you teach yourself or did you take dance lessons? I don't know who gets the dance lessons.
I don't know how to quite answer that question. I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that, really.
I think maybe he means
take dance lessons. That's
maybe he's maybe he's hit the predictable text there. So because you obviously learned because you've done proper racing, and you were an instructor as well, weren't you? You were a race instructor. Yes. So you would have taught. So how did you get taught, or did you just have to learn it yourself through experience?
I learned it through a lot of experience, and I had a lot of training under the people in the FIA that's here in my country. So back in the days when I was teaching racing for in real life, and when I was racing as well in real life, it was quite, the things that we were doing before, you wouldn't be able to do that in the video game, unfortunately, because if you did, it's going to cause a huge chaos on the cars for real. And anything that has to do with you damaging your own race car or other people's race cars will cost a lot of money, and that's what people don't realize in the video game. So some moves that you think you can do on a video game, if you do that in real, it's going to cost you a lot of money. Even just a side mirror and its lens would cost a lot of money. I'm sure you guys, for those people that have their own vehicles, would understand.
No,
it's
and my main thing is as well, it's the engine braking. When they change down gears way early as they're coming into a corner, and normally if you did that in real life, your engine would just explode.
Or
it just wouldn't pull down a gear. That's one of my main issues. There's some interesting track limits as well that people can use.
Oh yeah, definitely. The white line on Gran Turismo 7, the white line rule on GT7 isn't really exactly the white line rule. So take for example the previous week's time trial. If you guys have seen,
the one that is it Yamagiwa?
Yamagiwa. Yeah, you can see that the car is completely on the grass and it's still good. It's still clean. So
that chicane, is it the S's are horrendous there.
The chicane, the bus stop, the high speed bus stop, So
and it was so tricky because if you hit the curbs, you would go, it would unsettle the car. So they were just straight lining that third corner and going pretty much straight over it. I don't know how they managed it, but they were, of course, getting an exit that was half a second or a second quicker than you could do without it,
That's actually what will make your lap on that time trial, if you can cut that corner really, really well.
Yeah.
But again, you're going way over the white line rule. So it's not really being implemented properly in the game.
No, No, it's quite funny. So I'd be interested to see what the chat thinks about the white lines and about the chat limits, because for me that's the main bane of the game. In terms of it's like, you know, you want it to be realistic, so you've got to have it. You know, you're supposed to drive on a track, not on the curbs or not on the outside.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly. Yes.
It's and also now we've got one here from Paulo Carocas. And tire wear is also a problem. After it wears all out, nothing else happens. Yes, I was going to do a video about that, because sometimes it was on one of the races I did the other day. It was just one of the. It wasn't a live race. It wasn't a daily race. And you had to compete with. I think it was in the Porsche Cup, or one of the ones. And I'd used Racing Soft tires at Deep Forest, and they'd completely gone. So they were soft, and they're totally red on every bit. And yet I was still pulling away from the other drivers in the race. You know, and it's kind of mad, because if your tires are like that, you're totally finished in real life.
Of course,
I mean,
in real life, you're totally finished, and you're gonna be even getting blisters. We don't have that in the game. Tire pressure, blisters, tire temperatures. We don't have that in Gran Turismo. If that's gonna be added into GT for the series, I think that's gonna be making the game completely on a different level already. You'll get me adding tire pressure, tire temperature, blistering, flat spotting, those things. There's a lot of things that gamers that played GT7 don't know about how real tires would function. So
what's been your aim? Because like your channel's grown a lot over the last couple of years. In fact, it was just over 2 years since we did our last interview.
Was it already 2 years?
It's been. Wow. I just started becoming a bus driver, and then my shifts got in the way of all my gaming, so I couldn't really do anything. So I had to take a break. But then I got a new job earlier this year, just in September, taking the primary school kids. So I've got time during the day now, which is great.
Nice.
So I've been able to restart. And in all of that time, I've seen all these guys' channels grow dramatically, which has been great for them. And I thought, I've got to get going, got to get started and get monetized, try and get the thing moving, and see how it goes. So so you're one of our biggest stars so far, Chupaghetti, since we've restarted the channel. You're one of the most successful streamers and gamers that we've had on the channel so far. So it's great to have you on. We do appreciate that.
I'm very, very thankful for, to just be invited to be here. I'm very, very thankful. So, I think everybody's trying to make their channels as best as it can. Yeah. Although sometimes there's really going to be those people that will try to bring the channel down, especially if you're working hard, especially if you're trying to do your best just to give and provide entertainment. There will really be people that will be, you won't be able to please everyone, and some of them will really just hate you just because, just because letter A, just because letter B, just because letter C,
Yes. It's funny, isn't it? You just find that we've got Andrew Tate in the comments here, according to the name there. But if you could, that's it. You've got some big names following you there, Chupaghetti. So it's.
I don't think that's the real Andrew.
That's not the real one. I was going to say, can you please share out my channel, Andrew? That would be phenomenal. We'll get a few million likes out of that one. But that would be super. It would be on the way to Easy Street after that one. But no. So it's great to see your channel moving. And how have you found? Have you just been playing GT7, or have you been playing any other racing games?
I tried playing other racing games. The thing is, I've noticed that when I try to play other games on my channel, on that Chupaghetti channel, it seems like YouTube is like having a filter on it. Like there would only be like 15 people, 20 people at most watching. And it wouldn't go past 20. It would just be there, 15 or 20, when I play other games, whether it be a racing game, ACC, whether you go play other games, other racing games. It would only just be stagnant at 15 to 20 people. But when you go back to GT7, it's like the algorithm just opens up. But if you go play a different game, it just closes. So I don't understand that part. Yeah. And when you go and try to look into it, and you go try to understand it, when you go and look in the numbers, it's actually going to be bringing you less. It's going to bring you more or less motivation, because oh my God, I'm doing good in GT7. I want to try play a different game. And then when I go and try play a different game because I think this game is nice and cool, nobody's interested watching it, or nobody even knows that I'm live. So
it's funny that, isn't it? So
I'm sure you understand what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah. Because I sometimes do. I've done one or two F1 streams, and they were the F1 videos have done quite well. But it's all mainly GT7 stuff that really works. And now I'm trying to be more consistent on a Tuesday and a Thursday for my actual gaming streams, and then trying to do an interview as well every couple of weeks. It's kind of beginning to build, but I'm doing more videos as well to try and keep everything kind of moving. It's trying to get that exciting and interesting content from one game, isn't it, that makes it all happen. So how have you found because you've been up in the top ranks and in the A+ lobbies, is it very difficult to keep your ranking up, or is it something that once you get good enough you can kind of keep yourself up there?
That is a very good question. There's a lot of people that are, I get this question a lot from people watching the live streams as well. Like, I wanna be racing in top split. How do I be from a B-rated or a C-rated driver? I want to be racing in A+. I want to get to A+ as soon as I can. How the game is structured, I believe, or this is going to be my opinion on this one. And people can agree, people can disagree, but I think the way the thing is structured by Gran Turismo, I think is very, very fair. It's really going to be putting out not everybody can drive on top level. I can't even drive in top level. That's number one. I just want to be honest. Like, when you say top level, we're talking about World Tour drivers, which are A+ drivers as well. But at the top of their game. And then, when you're just an ordinary dude, just like me and just like you, you want to try to go for going to A+, and then when you get to A+, let's say for example you were successful in getting into A+, and then you're going to be racing with these people, you're going to be ending up in the back, bro. You're not going to be able to enjoy racing with the other A+ guys, and you'll be out in the back because your skill level is not really to that level in A+. So for me, how I think about it is that don't worry about your ranking. Just leave it as it is. I would rather concentrate on how you would be able to drive, your pace, how you'd be able to drive against the other people, and and just try to be as clean as possible as you can. And naturally, if you would be able to drive well, if you'd be able to up your pace, your rank would naturally go up, rather than, let's say for example, Hugh, let's put an example. Let's say somebody, a good friend of ours, we don't know who it is, would like to have his account tanked by you and me. He's like, bro, can you help me out, drive my account so it can go up to A+, please? Right? So I have people do that. I have DMs from people do that, and they want to get their accounts to A+. I would say, okay, I can do that for you if I get some free time, and I get their account to A+. Once it's A+ already, and they go back, and I tell them that, okay, your account's A+ already. Go and enjoy racing with the top tier guys. And when he goes and race with the top tier guys, after 2 days, he would come back and say, Chupa, I'm B-rated. I'm back to B-rated. I was like, what happened? I couldn't hang with the top guys. They were just so quick.
And you want to have fun with it, isn't it? Because I think for me, I'm at the top of, roughly towards the top end of B, and that's kind of where I've been for quite a while. And I think maybe I could get into A just, but it's a tricky one, and you never know, because it'd be nice sometimes to get into. Sometimes you get into lobby where there's maybe some top drivers in there, and it is great fun to have a go, especially if you've got a qualifying time that's near the front and they're starting from the back, because you can get a bit of fun, and you might just manage to hang on in there and finish ahead of them. I've done that once or twice here and there. In fact, I once even got rear-ended by Super GT in a race. I think he just did it just to annoy me. So it was a thing. But no, it's good. It is good fun. fun, and it does give us a chance to race with the guys that are out there streaming all the time, and who are obviously clearly very fast. But it's great to be able...
No. I that's something that I actually would like to I actually would like to inform everybody. You know, some people would say that you know, hey, Chupa's actually fast, you know, Chupa's actually this, that. But, you know, honestly, I try so hard. I really want to be real. I try so hard. And in the point that I tried so very hard, I became desperate. I drove dirty for 2 years. People know about this. Everybody know about this. I drove dirty, completely dirty for 2 years. You know, when people bump me, I retaliate 150% of the time when people bump me. And I've done this for 2 years. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to stop doing this already because I don't want to be I don't want to be desperate anymore. I think I've sunk it in, and I've accepted the fact that I am not that driver. I became that way because I tried to be super competitive. And I was, you know, I tried to aim for the top. And with me trying to aim for that kind of thing, which is very unreachable, seriously unreachable, I became, you know, I drove desperately, I drove bad, I drove without sportsmanship, and moving forward, I don't want to be that guy anymore. I, you know, I've done it for that long, and I've realized I'm just not really good at this game. And ever since I've realized that, and this is just recently, this is just 2 weeks ago that I've realized this, that everything just sunk in, and I just had to swallow everything. That I am really bad, you know, and because of that, I want to be a better sim racer, and I want to try to do it the proper way. And I think the proper way for me to be able to try to be a better sim racer moving forward is to get rid of all the bad stuff that I've been doing. And number one is me retaliating on people that's been hitting me all the place all the time. And me taking advantage of, like, you know, trying to push people off the track just to gain an advantage. Me trying to ding people off just to get an advantage. Because I cared about winning. I cared about the points. And that was the bad thing. It ate me up. It really ate me up. And it had to stop. So I wasn't doing anything for the last 2 weeks. I kept racing as clean as possible, as fair as possible to everyone that I've been racing with in the entire duration of all the races that I've done in the last 2 weeks. I've also had a live stream where I said I officially quit driving dirty. You guys can see it on my live stream. There's a video there that says I quit driving like this. It's a hard realization. It's a very painful realization for somebody like me who people think is fast and quick, like what you said a while ago, that I have to stop because it's something that is not true at all. So I wanna break that stigma, and I just want to fully accept that I'm not really that good, and there's a lot of things that I need to learn about this game, even though I've been playing it for so long. So and I think there's a couple of people in your live stream right now that's saying
I've just removed one of them, but
I just want to say I just want to say something to these people, actually. Because these people they don't go to my live streams. They don't watch my live streams because they think I'm bad, I'm dirty, and I'm everything. I just want to humbly apologize to each and every one of these people. If they think that, I was driving bad, and they think that I was driving absolutely like a nut over 2 years that I was doing this, I really humbly apologize about this. And you can count that my channel is going to be moving forward, and it's going to be a completely new thing. We're not going to be driving dirty towards anyone. We're not going to be dinging people off the circuit. I'm not even going to be retaliating to anybody that wants to ding me off like how people did yesterday. And I think, I firmly believe that now that I've accepted all of this, now that I've be brutally honest about how I think about my own self, and everything with this one, regarding me being bad. Um, uh, how can I say? I think I just want to be better. I just want to stop doing all the bad stuff, and I just want to be better. So, and somebody was saying in the live chat that it's in God's ear, and it's definitely going to be in that. It's definitely going to be in God's ear. So, it's definitely what it's going to happen moving forward. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the honesty, Terence, because it's a big thing to come out with that. In terms of I'm not saying people earn reputations, aren't they? Don't they? And that all comes from the build up and the live streams over a historical period of how long you've been racing.
Exactly.
And it's difficult to shake that off. And all you can do is to, as you say, is to try and be better and to try and be as clean as you can, and then that can change. I remember even just a few years ago. I remember the chap Momos. Was it Momos 91? He was the story of many a video, and he would take people out and all sorts. And then I think. Yeah, and Keirith Cart managed to get an interview with him. I was trying to get an interview with him, but I didn't quite manage it. But he got an interview with him, and he completely changed, and no longer is he seen as that kind of driver. And even like PG Motorsports, he was always seen as quite tough. That was a wee while ago.
PG Motorsport was also dirty, but quite back in the day. He's changed as well.
So all you can do is as you say, is drive better, drive the best way you can, and as clean as you can. And then we'll see what happens and how it, and hopefully people will give you a chance to not to hold things against you, because for goodness sake, it's a game.
I've been doing very clean races for the last 2 weeks in all the races that I've done in the last 2 weeks, all the way until today. Unfortunately, today my pedals broke. I'm sure you've heard it on my live stream a while ago. I had to end my live stream early today because my pedals broke down. So I have a friend that's coming in tomorrow to help me fix the pedals. But I won't be racing. I won't be racing until it gets fixed. So
no, I'll
be out for a while.
Yeah, and sometimes a bit of a break can help. But now we've got one of my followers, Bob. He's saying, is this a dirty driver interview? Sorry, I know what he did because Bob isn't aware of who you are. So sorry, this is Chupaghetti's a very good driver, and has got a great channel, and has just given us his story of what's been happening and how he hopes to go forward. And everyone does things in a different way, and as we've been saying, it is a game, isn't it? And there's lots of people out there. I mean, we're not just racing against folk in our 40s or our 50s. We're racing against 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds who are able to do this.
Actually, Hugh, there's I'm seeing on the live chat. There's a lot of there's quite a, not really a lot, but there's quite a few people that's very interested with this topic that we have between you and me right now. Especially they're saying that you're interviewing a dirty driver. You're doing this. Maybe I highly suggest that we entertain them if they have any very good questions or anything that they would like to ask, or especially Arnie. I'm seeing Arnie was saying that I hope you're saying it legit. What you said was legit. We we wanna talk to these people because I wanna, I would like to take this avenue to try to address those people that don't come to my live streams anymore because they think that I'm a hopeless guy. I'm not gonna be driving good. And Arnie was saying that I did freak out, when something didn't happen. I did shout, and I want to address that, Arnie. I have everybody needs to know this, especially those people that have a grudge against me because I'm trying to be a better person now. I have a mental problem, guys. I have something that's I'm battling something that is uh within myself, and it's not towards anyone. I have a battle against myself. I have a mental issue ever since I was a little child. Unfortunately, my parents did not have the funds for them to be able to bring me to professional therapy, to a psychiatrist, a professional psychiatrist. And it was just very recently that I'm doing this for myself, and I did this early this year. um and Ever since I tried to go to therapy to help me and help my mental state, I've things have been better for me. I've been You can ask people that still frequent our live streams until today, that I've been completely different from how I used to be from the last couple of years. And it is, again, I'm all of these things I'm accepting. And it's very heavy to accept all of this, like to say it out loud in public, that you have a mental problem, you drive dirty, you're bad, you drive bad, you're not even quick, you're not even good. All of this together, for somebody that's very passionate about sim racing and Gran Turismo. Guys, this is very difficult to swallow, and I'm swallowing everything just to try to be better. And it's it's yeah, it's kind of heavy, and I want to be I want to be I want to be better. So it's gonna be that's what's happening from my channel. For those people that would still like to continue watching what we have, that's gonna be how it's gonna be. Yeah, moving forward. That's gonna be on God. That's gonna be on God. So if people will say that it's not gonna be legit, that's gonna be on God. I'm leaving it all to him. So I don't want any of the BS anymore. I don't want to be part of it anymore. That's what I mean. Yeah.
I think as well. I mean, being in when you're a streamer, I think there is pressure. I mean, all these different drivers have different sizes of channels, and there is this now because you're probably quite full time. I would imagine if you've got 20,000 subs, is this something that you're doing now pretty much most of the time, or do you have something else as well that you kind of do on top of this?
Well, most of the time, this is like one of the jobs that I have. And then on the other one, I've just recently opened up a small business as well. So I do some buying and selling of cars.
All right.
Yeah, and we do have an auto repair shop
very good.
for real cars. Yeah. So
So because I know you're a big fan.
That new business also helped me to be better. It helped me completely to be better. Knowing that I can interact with real people already, knowing that I can interact with a lot of, we being as bad as I am on my reputation in the online world of Gran Turismo, like I'm being I'm very notorious, like in the online world of Gran Turismo. It is completely the other way around in the business, in the clients that we have, and in real life. It is absolutely different. You guys would be surprised. So that is that's basically, it really helped me a lot, I would say. So
Yeah. Now here's a question for you, as we're on a very honest interview.
Sure,
let's go to
please.
You got a Bejokin. He says, Socha, if you have issues going on, does that excuse you from being a good person and to sexualize women in your streams? The foul language you show to your viewers for all ages, young to old.
I usually I'm really like that. That's my humor on my live stream. The green jokes that I have is all really for humor. If you take it seriously, I think there's something wrong with you. Because it's all for fun. It's all for the entertainment. I don't think people will take it seriously. You're the only one that's, well, there's kind of a couple of people that's pointing out that, Chupa's being sexual. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sexy, bro. You know, I mean, it's a humor, bro. If you take it seriously, I think you have a problem. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's legal to do it also in YouTube's terms and conditions, by the way. Yeah.
I suppose, I mean, that's the thing is as well, you can always put on your YouTube bit that it's not made for children, you know.
It is not meant.
Exactly. So it's not meant, it is actually meant for adults. And at the end of the day,
it is.
You do get kids watching, but then that's up to their parents how they set up their channels and how they watch stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, this is your take on the show, because like it or not, you're a showman. Because we're all here doing our show, aren't we? We're all here doing it's the entertainment, and people are going to do things that are what they see as their niche, and you've got a huge following, so it obviously is working. And if people don't like it, I mean, you know, some people think, okay,
you know, I would understand. Not everybody will like it, but you know, it's if you don't like it, you can just watch somebody else. We're not forcing people to like what we're doing, but so long as we can keep it natural, so long as we can keep it entertaining, and we're not providing hate, you know, this is all for fun. This is all for entertainment.
It's certainly, you know, I mean, I think as well, because this is very much a male dominated sport, and it is that, and it's motorsport has always been like that, and
dominated,
I mean, look at James Hunt. I mean, you're not going to get. I mean, some of the things you might say are very morally questionable for it is, but. He's a racing driver. You know, the showmen, I think sportsmen in general, especially the top end ones, they are quite strong characters, aren't they? And, you know, the ones who are very kind of, you know, they do exactly what their sponsors tell them, and they're very kind of easygoing. But, you know, people don't watch them because, you know, you're not going to sit there and watch an interview with Lance Stroll, are you? For hours and hours, because it's probably not going to be that interesting. But you're going to watch something with like Lewis Hamilton or Max Verstappen. But you know, and because they're a bit more on, not even say edgy, but they'll disagree with something. You know, if they think something's not right, they'll say that was a bad move, or this doesn't work, and that's kind of what you need to be, because for so long, you know, it was. I mean, people say, well, that was a long time ago. I'm not. I mean, I haven't seen some of the jokes or heard some of the jokes that Chupa may have said, but you know, I mean, I'm a Christian, but I am open to. I'm not telling that to everybody else, you know, in terms of I'm not saying to somebody else they can't behave in the way that they want to behave. You know, at the end of the day, it's like we have freedom of speech, and you know, to hopefully the best degree we can. And people are going to do things from different eras. You know, it's I'm probably quite eccentric in my ways. I'm not wearing purple trousers, but I could almost be seen as that. You know, but we all have our different little characteristics. And you know. And I think these days it's like we can't say it, or we can't. I mean, and even it's like 20 years ago, if you were in a call center, I remember the stuff that would be said in a call center. You would never get away with it now. And that was from young people younger than me, and that. So I think now everything's been sanitized to such a level. And, you know, if you don't like a thing, you can choose to turn it off, or you can choose to, you know, not to watch it, or you know, people because you have the freedom to do it. And you know what, as well, with some of these jokes that are kind of funny, or maybe might be more kind of female orientated, or in terms of who they're laughing about, it's let me tell you a funny joke. Hopefully, well, when I say funny, hopefully you'll like it. I had a friend of mine who might in fact actually be watching. I think John's still watching, but he was at a party, and this feminist comes across to him. and starts saying how, how she's miserable and all the rest of it, and how tough things are, and so on and so forth. And so he said to her, he says, you know what you should do? You should get married and have a baby, have a tough children, and you'll be so much better off. Now, he knew this would rile her up, and sure enough, she told him to where to go and stormed off, right? But would you believe it? When this person left the party, the woman gave him her number. So it was exactly. So you see, there's an awful lot of this that is just fake. There's a perception of all this, that the women don't actually like being told the truth, or whatever it might be on these certain things. But they're kind of, I think, we've gone from such a degree, everything is always at one end or the other. And actually, we just need to take a step back and think, and realize that actually we can, we can't be snowflakes. We've got to have a bit of edge, otherwise things are pretty boring. And also it helps us to define who we are and how we live. What do you think about that?
I think, honestly, for the side of the women, I really couldn't be speaking in behalf of them on how they think or how they look at us men when we say such things. That's all up to their standards. That's all up to how they're brought up. That's all up to their depending which class of a woman they are, because there's classes. I believe that there are classes of women. There's high class, there's middle class, and then there's like low shit. I'm sorry for the word, but it's like really low level quality women. So we couldn't speak for them, but I think it's more about how you'd be able to present yourself in situations like, in front of a woman, if by any chance that, she's a feminist or something. If you're going to be approaching that woman with decency and respect, I think she would, I don't think she would be thinking anything bad towards you. But if you're going to be approaching the woman, say, for example, you have, you're kind of drunk already, you're kind of dancing around, goofing off. I think the woman wouldn't really, I think she would just, oh my God, who is this dude?
Well, it's like people have choices, aren't they?
Yeah, but there's a weird thing. There's another weird thing that's gonna be twisting that thing with the woman. If you were that guy who approached the woman with decency and everything, but you don't have the money, you're the guy that doesn't have money, but you have the decency and everything, you're out. If you are that drunk guy that came to the woman and you were goofy and everything, and that woman says, oh, piss off, we don't like you, blah, 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 blah. You go back to the parking lot, you open up your sports car. Oh my goodness, is things gonna change? Oh my God, the thing's gonna change, bro. Trust me, it's real. It's absolutely real. I've seen, I've experienced. Oh my God. The women can be really, we don't understand them. It's really
I've never experienced that because I'd always drove terrible cars. So when they did get to the car park, they usually ran when they saw what was waiting. When I said, "Can you just give it a push?" So it's like,
I do have an actual experience. I do have an actual experience about this on a bar, a night out with friends. I've brought in one of my cars. It's a Subaru BRZ, so it's not really something. Nice, but it's a Subaru BRZ. And I was a bit drunk. I got a little bit drunk. There was this very nice woman. Everybody just noticed this woman in the room. She was absolutely stunning, beautiful. You would love to have her as a date. You'd love to. You would actually, that girl in the bar, that single girl in the bar. There's always going to be one, right? That everybody's looking into. I was drunk. I got a dare from my buds. The dare was to go and get close to that girl and buy her a drink. That was just the dare. Just go go and approach the woman and buy her a drink. So I was like, is that it? Is that all you? Is that it? So I was like, okay, I'm so drunk. I have all the confidence in the world. I go straight without even thinking, but I was like super drunk already. So I was like, when I came into her, I was like, I poked her in her cheek like this, like toot, toot, like I did like this, toot, toot, like, hi. I said hi out of nowhere. Hi, my name is Terrence. Can I buy you a drink? You look so beautiful tonight. And he was like, she was like, who the F are you? What? Get this guy out of me. Like you right? And I was like so drunk. And the people, it had a bit of a commotion because of how I approached. I think I was so direct, I would say. And it had a bit of a commotion in the bar. And people try to take me out. People try to take me out. And, the boys were saying, we apologized because we dared him to come and approach the girl to ask to buy her a beer. And, I don't think I didn't do anything untowardly, but it was just completely direct. And then we were like, okay, you guys should hang out first in the parking lot. I think you guys have drank a lot, the management said. So we were out in the parking lot. And I think the girl was pissed because of what happened. And, because we were trying to get her a beer. And she came out. I saw her coming in with her friends. And we just had to apologize, of course. So I had to apologize. And she was like, what were you planning to do with me? She was like thinking that I was going to grope her or something, that I was going to try to do bad sexual things to her. And I was like, I told her, I'm very sorry. I'm kind of a bit drunk. And these guys got me a dare that I come to you and I buy you a drink. It was for a dare. And I'm so sorry if it got you the wrong way, I told her. And then she said, like, yeah, sure. Like, but, she's still pissed. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go. I think I just need to go because I don't want to cause any other problems here. So I went into my car. And my car was the one that's standing out in the parking lot because all the other cars were just normal cars. So I went into my car and she goes straight to me and says, excuse me, why are you getting into that sports car? I said, I'm sorry, this is mine. What? She was so surprised. And I was like, you want to go grab coffee? Out of nowhere, I'm like, you want to go grab coffee or something? You want to do, she said yes. Oh my God. She was actually looking at the car before she even went into the bar.
That's crazy.
I was like, I'm so blown away. I was like, what? Everything completely changed. I was like the big AH of that part of that bar, and all of a sudden she likes me now. What? Because I have the car. I was like, whoa, completely whoa. Yeah.
A political mind asks here: were you still drunk when you were approaching your car, or were you, realizing
a bit? Yeah, a bit. Yeah.
So
but I was able to go get it. I was able to go and drive it home. No worries. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's we've got some interesting. People are saying that a poke in the face is potentially an assault, although that has also been disputed.
A poke in the face,
I can
like this. Yeah, a soft poke like this in the face is assault. I don't think it's assault in the Philippines. I don't think so. Yeah. It's not assault in the Philippines. No. I think, I mean, also, if somebody's drunk, you can kind of tell if they're slightly drunk and they come over and sit next to you, you might kind of think, what are they going to do? And be prepared for a poke or something to be said that might be inappropriate. And also it comes to the point, where do you go to find a wife or a husband? Do you go to church or do you go to a club? Those are your two choices, isn't they? So you're looking at two different extremes. I went to church and that's where I found my wife. But so that's a different way of doing it. So people expect things in different
in different surroundings, isn't it? You're going to get a different response in different surroundings. That we got another few things here. Let's see.
Let's tackle all of them. It's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be fun to tackle all of them. It's gonna be interesting for everybody watching. I'm all ears.
It's certainly it's. If you're happy to do it. Yeah, if you're happy to do it, I mean, I think it's a good to challenge the guys that are saying this and see what their response is. So, Andrew is saying there's a reason for it, Dragscope. The guy is an idiot. He feels satisfaction of bullying smaller streamers and comes over to the EMEA races to cause chaos. He is nothing but a mess for our community. Okay, I'll let you answer that one then.
What? Bullying small streamers? What? Where did that come from? Wait, do you have any proof of this?
Yeah.
Do you have any proof of this? This is a strong claim. This is a very strong claim. I don't think everybody in the chat would agree with what you just said. No. And I come to EMEA servers to cause chaos. I think there's something wrong here. I think there's something completely wrong with this one. This is completely broken.
Obviously, Andrew must have an issue.
This is no. We need to tackle this because
he's saying
it's not right. This is not right. Yeah.
He's saying you know exactly what you did yesterday. So something must have happened yesterday in the stream that he is referring to.
We can play it. I don't know if we can play the live stream that we had yesterday for people to see it. Would be nice.
They might be able to play clips of it. Certainly, was there a coming together with somebody, or it's I mean, you know, at the end of the day, if things get done, isn't it? I mean, if you take somebody off by accident or it's in the heat of the moment, you know, as long as you apologize and let them get back through or whatever, or do your bit, isn't it? I mean, what else can you do? But it's kind of, you know, I would say to Andrew, if you'd watched earlier on, you would have seen that Chupa was very honest in what he's trying to do and how he's trying to improve. And all you could do is take that, you know, forward.
What was the exactly? He said that Chupa, you know exactly in all caps what you did yesterday. What was this? What was this that I knew? Yeah. Can you expound it for everybody to understand? What was this that I knew?
Well, he's saying
I didn't know.
He's saying he didn't want to mention names, but we're going to need to at least have the idea of what happened in order to be able to take it any further.
Then it's a made-up thing. If you don't want to mention names, then it's going to be a made-up thing. For you to spew out something in public for people to see that you're pointing out that we're the bad. Yeah. And you're already spewing it in. You're already shoving it in. You have to name names now. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be worthless if it's, you know, your argument is completely nothing if you're going to be like, you know, you're going to punch and then you're going to run away. You know, you've punched a lot already on the live chat. Would be nice. We're bullying. I'm bullying Wind. What? Okay, this is completely now this is
breaking news.
This is breaking news now. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I am bullying Wind. Yikes.
So, but Wind is one of the fastest guys out there in top level lobbies, is he not? So have you had any contact with Wind at all? Have you had any, let's say?
I never spoke to him. We never had any conversation, any DMs or anything. We didn't have any. So he was I think this guy is saying what happened in my Discord server. There was a thing where a guy named Smooth Operator, one of the guys in our Discord server named Smooth Operator, has opened up a can of whoop ass because he was saying bad things about Wind. And then there's another guy in our server as well that tried to put fuel to the fire to Smooth Operator's can of whoop ass. And then everybody was started talking about it. Everybody was started, you know, saying everything about it. So it was nasty. But the thing that came out because of because of Rataka. Rataka is one of Wind's part of Wind's community. Is that they were trying to snap screenshots from our Discord server. He comes in. He's not part of our Discord server. He came in for about 20 minutes, snapped screenshots of nasty things, and made a story out of it. Now, people believed that his made up story about this one. Now, people think that I'm the one that initiated all this bad stuff because of a mere made up story. Now, the weird thing is, Wind believed Rataka because of the made up story that Rataka did. And they don't know what's the real story now because of all the lies that his community or Rataka in his community made. That's the weirdest thing. That is super weird.
I mean, things can be taken out of context. If somebody comes in and only takes pictures of what they want, then they will make a story from that. And also you don't get a chance to give your input and to say this is actually what happened, or this is my take on what I saw, or what I saw using your evidence, isn't it? And it all kind of gets a little bit much. It's kind of I think as your channels grow, you're going to find. Sorry, Kyle.
Hugh, sorry for cutting you off there.
No.
From how I'm looking at things right now on the chat, Andrew Tate, I believe, is one of Wind's people. He's causing a mess already here on the live chat. I mean, he's Metal Gear was trying to share the facts a while ago. He was pointing out that it was really the real thing. It was Smooth Operator that started opening up the can of beans, and then somebody else into it. And then now he's just being very, look at how he's responding to these people on the chat. It's yikes, I think
I think it's very, because a lot of it's dealing with people who are still, some of them are still at school. And you've got and they're still getting used to life. They're still learning. They're still getting their basic ideas of how they understand life, what they're going to be when they grow up, what they're going to make of their life, what they'd like to do with their life. And it's very difficult because, especially now today in teaching and education, things aren't like what probably we had. We had a much more disciplined arena. We had
better days before. We had better days.
We didn't have time to entertain all these other things that now are seen as important.
I think one of the important things in our time before, which for people in our age bracket would probably agree, is that you couldn't do this kind of thing back in the day because you get really punched in the face for it. Not really punched in the face. You get really beat up in real life for it. But these days, people can just throw punches over the internet and just get away with it. Sadly.
No, it's a kind of crazy world, isn't it? With all the stuff that's going on. But I mean, the thing is, I think we'll find that a lot of folk in 10 years' time will look back on their early life and think, what on earth? Why did I follow this? Or why did I think this? Unfortunately, let's hope there's not any really bad consequences because, especially, I mean, I've got 2 young children, and I'm thinking I hope that they grow up to be able to have a good, strong life. And so. I have to brief them on what to avoid when they see certain things being taught to them at school. I'm very wary, but because it's there is you can say there's a positive word when someone mentions inclusion, but you have to be very careful, for example, how that is taught. Or multiculturalism. What take are they going to give you on that? Are they going to give you what they think is the good take? Are they going to give you the bad take? Aren't they? So there's all these things that if you get only one side of the argument, then it's it can have a terrible effect on your life.
This is what's happening. This is what's happening in regards to this particular incident that Andrew Tate brought up. The incident between Wind, or the issue rather between Wind and his community over me and my community is all one-sided. It never had a place where we all got to talk about the problem. We all got to confront each other about the problem, and we all got to try to resolve the problem together as men, like how it would in real life. They would run away. They would run away. They would make up stories. They would do, the things that they can run away with, and just leave it one-sided. It's sad because on my end, it hurts so much because other people, those people that, follow them, everybody knows that I'm the bad guy because of this fake stories that was put on Twitter, the fake stories that were put on Discord servers, and nobody found, nobody even looked at me and asked me and talked about, what happened on this thing. And now I have some friends that tried to mediate this thing, but they really didn't want to jump into it on Twitter because they don't want to get flacked with the majority of people that started the hate towards me. Because of the fake made up stories that was made by Ratica from for the start. So it's really very disgusting. I would say it's really, really very disgusting. I would love to continue being, to try to get to be on that new path, try to be a better thing. And if people would still like to continue what they're doing to me, I will let it be. I think I have to let it be because it's
there's only so much you can do, isn't it? You have to. You can only be yourself and try and go with every day one step at a time. But no, I appreciate the honesty, and it's been exciting to see what's been saying in the comments. I think this has been one of our best ever interviews, and it's been so frank. And it's been great to have, people should feel free to be able to say what they want to say and also get their questions answered, isn't it? And I appreciate your willingness to be so honest in how you're approaching life and your channel and all these things, because this is motorsport, and sim racing is now the entry to motorsport, and this is what people do it a lot of ways for, isn't it? Because they play the game. They want to try and get better at the game to potentially, maybe there might be a chance they might win something. They might get into a final, or even if it's not with GT7, there might be something local because there's so many new sim centres coming up around the country and across the globe. People can have a go. This is their way to have a go. And you have to have, this is your niche as well. So you're combining your kind of fun for gaming and motorsport with a kind of show business niche at the same time. And it's in its early days, isn't it? I mean, look where Super GT started back in 2013, just doing his gaming. And now he's driving racing cars and all of these things. And we all ultimately would love to live that life. If we're honest, we think, we would see Super GT doing another video from Spain, driving a Porsche and all this kind of stuff. We'd all kind of say, that would be rather nice. But it's very hard to comprehend that maybe we might not get that. We might not be as good as that.
I honestly think I'm not going to be able to reach that level because I think it's going to be very difficult to be able to just by getting one subscriber is absolutely very difficult. That I've noticed over the time that I've been doing the live streams. For both of us and for everybody that are like us, those people that do streaming and content for YouTube. It's what I've learned is that it's going to be very difficult to please everyone. You want to try to do it, of course. You want to try to do it, of course, as best as you can to try to please everyone. But whatever you do, even if you're not doing anything wrong, there will still be people that would speak bad things about you. There would still be people that would hate you because you move your left arm the wrong way. You know what I mean? It's because they would hate you because they don't like you moving your left arm this way, and they want you to move your left arm only in one direction. If you move it to the right, they wouldn't like you for it anymore. You know what I mean? And it's very, very, very difficult to in a situation, especially if when you're live, to try to balance, trying to just be in the just trying to be in control of the situation, and all things go loose. But good thing for me, ever since I've started doing therapy, it has been like very well contained already. It hasn't been like how
Yeah.
it used to be, where I mean, I had things in the past that I freaked out on the live stream because I couldn't control it anymore. So it's really very, very tough. So yeah.
Now here's a question, a sim related question.
Okay.
Here we are. A political mind said, in Santa Monica there is a sim center that is entirely VR. They have headsets and rigs, but no screens. What do you both think about this? Well, I'll let Chupa go first.
It's gonna be good for the driver. It's not gonna be good for people with him going into that sim center. Yeah, I think that's what I can say. If normally if it's VR, you're gonna be very selfish, because it's all for yourself. It's not for you normally when you go to a sim center, I don't think you want to go there alone. You want to always go with friends. When you go to places like that, and I feel sorry for your friends that will not have the budget. I'm sure it's going to be quite expensive per hour because it's VR and it's going to top-notch equipment. You got to be paying for that per hour. And for those for your friends that does not have the money to burn, I feel very sorry for them because they don't see what's going on. They can just see you looking like
unless it's somehow
weird,
linked into a screen somewhere. Things. But yeah, you're not going to have that, isn't it? I think I prefer a screen. I haven't tried VR yet on PS5. Have you tried that? Have you tried VR on PS5? No, I haven't tried it yet.
I think I'm not going to be trying it out because as a streamer, it's not going to be good as a streamer. Why? Why? Because you're not going to be able to interact with people. How would you be able to see your chat? You wouldn't be.
That's true. You
can't. Yeah, it's impossible, and you look bad as well because you have something so big. You're like doing this, and you don't even know what people think what you're doing because you can't see the live chat. I don't think it's a good idea.
Similarly, they said they had an area where spectators could see the race on a big screen. That it's. And here's another good question. What are your thoughts on those rally sim rigs that bounce and shake and move around like I'm getting jolted everywhere?
I've tried some of those. I don't know if you guys are familiar with a Visaro rig.
I've heard of that.
A Visaro motion rig. So I had a friend that had a business that they opened up back in 2017, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Between 2016 and 2017, he had a sim cafe here in the Philippines with two Visaro motion simulators. I was one of the guys that was helping him out, with a community of sim racers in the Philippines, and trying to get new clients, trying to explain to the clients like how this works. Trying to be an instructor on the sim as well when he needs me. It was good, but not to be in a competitive way because it's tiring you out so much. But it's good for people that would love to feel the immersion, that would love to feel the sim of things, on how it will waggle, it will move, it will every shift up that you do. You feel a punch in your back because you're shifting up. It's a good avenue for people that want to feel the complete immersion of sim. But for people that would compete, I highly suggest that they don't be on motion sims because they would be slower on a motion sim. You'd be much slower because of all the bouncing and all the movement that the sim is doing.
Yeah, I once played on a Renault one a few years ago when they were doing the GT3 race at Silverstone, and I went down. I won a competition with Renault. They said, "Come down and we'll look after you." And they had a £10,000 motion simulator that you had to climb up a rig to kind of get into it. And it moved about, and it was because they had just launched the new Renault Megane 225. What they call it? It's the Megane Sport. The kind of touring car type thing.
Yeah.
And it was great fun. But the only thing was the way that they had set it up was they had a big glass screen in front, and because it was a sunny day, the sun was coming in. And you couldn't see, you could barely see the screen. So you can spend 10 grand, do all of that. And the glare was terrible. You could hardly see where you were going. But and I hate to think how much, £10,000, is a huge thing to try and
lot of money.
Move it about, but it was something. But no, it was good fun. There's a very funny thing here from a political mind. He says, "Okay, enough sim chat. Let's go back to misogyny and assaults." So as a joke. But it was like,
would there be anybody else that have any? I think I still want to say a big thank you to Hugh because of allowing me to open up in this avenue. Especially, I think we're talking about a bit of a sensitive topic with the issues that we have, right? But I'm still very thankful. Now, I just want to ask if there's anybody else that would like to talk about something, especially those people that have things about the bad things about me. Things that I want to clear about.
I think one or two that were causing that have maybe now gone. But we do have another very good question. Here we are. It is from Paolo Caracas. Chupa, what would be your 5 wishes for changes or improvements in GT7?
5 changes or improvements in GT7. Very good question. Very, very good question. Number 1. They should have a daily race D, a longer race, a much better, a longer race. We need a daily race D for dog. Number 2, we need new racetracks in the game. We don't need these cars that we don't normally use. We need tracks, real tracks, not a snow track, but real tracks. Tracks that we can go and drive on. We can go and race on. Those are what we need. Number 3, I think they need to add wind. The way that you can play around with wind on multiplayer online lobbies, because we couldn't, right? We couldn't do that. So it's all random when we do GTWS races. It's things that we couldn't control. So wind direction control would be nice to have in the game. Number 4. A better penalty system, a really much better penalty system, a penalty system that would really be much farther from what we currently have at the moment. I'm glad we're doing very nice with GT Sophie, but the technology that they're doing for GT Sophie, they can use to make those penalties better, I believe.
I'm
if
sure
they can make the car drive quick and learn and everything, they can have something built for the penalty, the judgment, the penalty system. I hope they would add something like that. And lastly, what else? Lastly would probably be we should stop spreading hate towards each other on this game. That's the last thing.
I think that would be a very refreshing.
That's something that needs to stop, because again, the issue with those people that have issues with me, for me driving dirty over the last 2 years, these people still try to take me out even until yesterday's live stream. I'm like, okay, until when is this gonna end? I'm not gonna retaliate anymore. I'll stop from racing dirty already, but when are you guys gonna be stopping to do this? I mean, I've already quit. I don't want to be part of it anymore. But they still would like to kill me. I mean, when is it gonna stop and end? Would it be like in 10 years from now when you're gonna be stopping and say that, okay, I've had enough already? When is it gonna stop? It has to stop. sooner or later it does have to stop. So that's what I think about it. Yeah. Those are the 5 things.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. I'm gonna have to finish up because I've got to go and get ready, have a wee bite of lunch, and then I'll be going to go and pick up these kids and take them back from school in a wee while. 1 or 2 wee things to do, but it's been an absolute pleasure to interview you, and thank you so much for being so honest and upfront with your answers, and just the way that you've explored all the different everything to do with your channel and your life on today's show. I mean, it's really been a blessing, and I'm sure the guys in the chat will agree. It's been an amazing interview, really, really good. And thank you to everybody who's been commenting, who's been supporting the channel. We couldn't do it without you. Chupaghetti's channel link is in the description, so if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe if you can. For our one, we're trying to hit that 700 subs. Could we do it? It would be amazing if we can. You'll see the channel subscription on our YouTube channel there. It would be amazing if you're able to do that. But we're on again tonight. We've got our F1 and GT7 chat at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. UK time. You'll be fast asleep by that point. Chupa, you'll be well because you're 8 hours ahead of us over there, I think, and in the Philippines. But it's been absolutely amazing to interview you today and to get a good catch up. You're welcome anytime back on the show, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and New Year.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Hugh, for allowing me to be here on your show, and for inviting me to be here. I really feel very thankful. So thank you so much for having me. I hope everyone have a very Merry Christmas over the weekend, and thank you.
Yeah. No, that's great. Quickly stay on the line, and I'll say a big thank you to everyone in the chat, everyone who's been watching and listening on the podcast. Have a wonderful Christmas and New Year. And remember our famous ending. It is drive fast, but drive your bus even faster. Take care, everyone. I will see you all very soon. Bye just now.